Castleton's Riley Wills to your right as Manhattanville going left to right. And we are underway as the Spartans looking forward at center ice. There is Gauthier, sends the puck in, and there is Smith for Manhattanville. Of course, there's Ella Smith for Manhattanville, and there's Aaron Smith for the Spartans. We'll try to make sure we differentiate, but of course, you got the video right there, and you can see. Here's Nicole Mency up to center over the red line, had it poked away, and Tittman with it, number 21 now for Manhattanville, the Valiants, and sending the puck in is Braden James. And the Spartans with it, Bielvegard. Hit the back of a teammate, Allie Stevens, coming out of the zone. Allie Stevens sends it back into the zone, and Tvergiak with it. And her pass picked off by Sabia. The Spartans back on it. Minute into the hockey game here, the consolation game, as Vasile sends the puck into the Manhattanville zone. On a chase, Allie Stevens toward the corner, and Spartans change up to center. It comes for Nicole Trevino, sent in by Samantha Monroe, and the Valiants on it. Lopes trying to pass it ahead, but picked off by Trevino over the line. A wrister all the way in on Elias, and she'll hang on. First shot on goal. 18:39 to go here in the first period. No score. The Spartans and the Valiants. It'll be Endicott going up against SUNY Canton in game 2. That game at 4 o'clock for the championship. This is the same matchup we mentioned as the championship game last year. Castleton defeated Manhattanville 1-0. Castleton won the championship. Manhattanville, of course, the runner-up, but they're playing for third place in this one. Martinetti, number 3 for Manhattanville, looks to start it up. Long pass knocked away as that was intended for Sabia. Casey Trail back in her own zone. Gets it up to Forrest. Up the middle, it's Vinci, and finally sent in by Jade Revillard. We mentioned she had a couple of goals yesterday on a battle with Martinetti. And we got a penalty coming up here. And it's going to go on Manhattanville, and the Spartans will go on the power play. It's an interference call, and it's going to be on Tia Martinetti for Manhattanville. So Castleton goes on the power play with 18:06 to go here in the first period. Off the draw, it is controlled by the Spartans. Monroe along the far boards. Gauthier, right wing circle. Now it's Amy Bryan at the corner. Bryan controlling. Remillard also in on the line. Trail and Monroe at the points. Here's Monroe to Trail. Trail to the left wing circle. Backs it up. Back to the corner now to Remillard. Back to Trail. High slot. Shoots it in. Wide. And Bryan try to shovel it across. Puck alive toward the corner, and it's cleared out by the Valiants. A minute 25 to go on the Spartan power play. Scoreless with 17:28 to go in the first period. Casey Trail back for it now for the Spartans. Skates it up the middle. Sends it now to Gauthier, and pass too far for Remillard. Nash the other way for Manhattanville, and clears it back down all the way in on Wills. And she'll smother the puck. Coming down was Janet Zhu. Wills had to cover up. Riley Wills from Sioux, Lookout, Ontario. Face off to the right of Wills in the Castleton zone. Castleton on the power play, and coming down on a minute to go on the power play. Jocelyn Forrest slides it up to center and bang back into the Castleton zone, and back it's Samantha Monroe. Spartans get it up to center. Shipped off the far boards. Allie Stevens try to go back to herself. They're pinching up at center ice, and it's dug loose. And here's Zhu the other way. Doesn't have the numbers. Trying to get it to Pelowitz, and the Spartans control. Long pass, Bobby R's too far, and picked off by Sabia. Sabia over the line. Trying to swat it ahead one-handed. Amy Bryan back. Sabia. Here's Lopes now. Left wing circle. Backhander save Wills. And she hangs on as Lopes had an opportunity. Short-handed. 18 seconds to go in the Spartan power play. 16:23 to go in the first period. It's scoreless here at the Spartan Arena. watching Little East TV on Stretch Internet. Face off to the right of Wills, and it is won by the Valiants. Shot from the left point, wide. Here's Lopes near side. Bia in, it's behind the net, and Spartans dig it out. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. It's Amy Bryant. Amy Bryant over the line, still controlling left wing circle. Shot deflected to the far boards. Gauthier looks to chase it down. Trying to go back to Bryant. In behind the net now is Sandilands for Manhattanville. Down to the stick of Ellis Smith. Now over the line is Mency. Mency trying to shovel it down low in behind the net, and they score. The pass came back to Mency, and Mency beat Wills, and it's 1-0 at Manhattanville. And that coming with 15:40 to go here in the first period. Cole Mency, and that's her 8th goal of the year. Might have been Lopes who passed it to her behind the net. We'll wait for the, it was a nice pass right under her stick as she gave it up, then got the return pass. We'll wait for the assist on that. It might have been Lopes. It was indeed Lopes who passed it back to her and got the assist. So Lopes on the assist, Mency on the goal. And it's 1-0 Manhattanville now with 15:12 to go in the first period. As the puck is controlled by Manhattanville back in their own zone. The Valiants out of Purchase, New York. Mency lost it at center. Nice play by Bobiars. Bobiars to the right circle. And the shot blocked toward the corner. Whistling it around is Tittman up near the line. And that's a nice move there by James. Now on the left wing side, it's back to Mency to James. Now the Spartans start it back up the other way. Over the line is Bobiars. Bobiars outside the left wing circle toward the corner, going to work on Ellis Smith. And here come the Valiants back the other way. Skating up to center is James. James to the red line and shovels the puck into the Spartan zone. Wills now will leave it for Casey Trill. 1-0 Manhattanville. 14:17 to go here in the first period. The seal. And the Spartans managed to slide it up to center, but it is controlled by DeFusco, number 8. Got it into the zone. Spartans get it back out to center. Gauthier with it over the red line. Gauthier send it around far corner. Now Remillard comes over. Gauthier at the right circle. Now the high slot, Monroe. The save by Elias. Steered it toward the near corner where it's picked up by Brian. Back up to Monroe near the line. Gauthier outside the left wing circle. Gauthier trying to feed the slot. Brian was there, but it didn't get all the way to Brian. Picked off by DeFusco. Clears it out to center. Tvergiak with it now over the red line and shovels it in behind the net. And Elias will leave it there. Far side, it's Allie Howard. DeFusco up to center. Now over the line, left wing circle, a shot goes in wide, and that was Sabia took the shot, snapping it in wide. Amanda Sabia. And the Spartans look to start it out again. Casey Trill up the middle. Casey Trill to center along the near boards over the red line. And right there is Forrest pinching up. Forrest and Trill. Nash there to get the puck. Trying to get the puck away from Trill. It's Nash going back in their own zones. They send it around far side. Spartans in on the forecheck. Nash there. Lady Nash, number 20. And the Valiants get it out to center. Goes past the red line, knocking it back the other way. It's Aaron Smith for the Spartans, and the Valiants get it back out to center. The Elvegard was there, and it's knocked down and held by Wills for Smith. Smith, though, lost it. Here's Lopes, top of the right circle, fires in on the way through. The save made is, that didn't get all the way through, but it was Sabia who got a stick on it on the way through. And Manhattanville still puts on the pressure. Morgan Wilm on the ice, comes off the ice now as the Spartans have Manhattanville in a change. And the Spartans get it up to center. Megan Vasile doesn't have the numbers, though. It's 1-on-5. And Vasile taken down along the far boards. Back the other way at center. It's James. James slides it in. Wills will leave it for Tvergiak. Monroe flips it out to center off the far boards. Backboard now is Ella Smith. Shadowed by Gauthier back in the Manhattanville zone. 1-0 Manhattanville. 11:25 to go here in the first period. They try to center it. Picked off there by James. And with it now it is Nicole Mency. Nicole Mency scoring the goal. Turnover, and the Gauthier shot. Elias made the save. And Gauthier gets it back. High slot, fires in. The save made by Elias. Couple of opportunities for the Spartans. They have 5 shots on goal, 3 for Manhattanville. Back is Tvergiak. Tvergiak starts it out. And that will slide to Martinetti back in her own zone for Manhattanville. Pass picked off for a moment by Forrest, but back the other way. Here comes Zoo over the line. Zoo outside the left wing circle for Manhattanville. Pelowitz, high slot, shoots it in wide off the end boards. Might have been on purpose. She tried to set it up. Pelowitz again along the near boards. Shovels it for Zoo. Zoo double teamed at the end boards. Zoo, corner, tripped up there. And she goes to the ice, and I didn't mean it was a tripping call, but she went to the ice, and of course no penalty there. It's Martinetti at the line. And the shot from the far corner goes across the crease to the near corner. Now Pelowitz kept it in at the line. Pelowitz shot deflected to the far corner. Over is Adele Clark. Adele Clark for Manhattanville. Cycles around near side. Adele Clark sends it out to Sabia. Tough angle shot, and it was covered up on the near side by Wills. Cole Mency with the goal for Manhattanville, and the Valiants lead at 1-0. Mency was on the all-tournament team last year. Remember, Alexis Comm was the most valuable player, I remember, from last year. And that is the save by Wills off the shot by Allie Howard. Back is Casey Trail. Brian was also on the all-tournament team last year. Of course, there will be an all-tournament team. The players from this game, one or two, I think at least one on each side will be announced after this game. Of course, the rest of the players after the championship game. A couple playing right now that were on the all-tournament team, including Com, the goaltender yesterday for the Spartans, the goaltender a year ago. She was named the most valuable player of the tournament. Back in behind Wills. Trail sends it around far side as Allie Stevens tried to send it out. Kept in. Trail sends it around near side for Bielvegard. Up for Jade Remillard along the near side by the Castleton bench. And back is Wilm at her own line now for Manhattanville to Nash. Back toward the circle. It's Saren Smith for the Spartans back in her own zone. 8:40 to go first period. It's 1-0 Manhattanville, the consolation game of the WSYB Catamount Radio Invitational. Casey Trail along the far boards. Trail starts it up the middle. Casey Trail shovels it along near side for Brian. Brian over the line. Brian toward the corner in the Manhattanville zone. Cuts it right in front. Getting a piece of it there was Elias. Spartans in on the forward check. Jade Remillard. Going to shovel it toward the corner. Send it behind the net. Meredith with it for Manhattanville. And here come the Valiants. Mency sends it into the zone on the right wing side. Tittman, right wing circle. Shot blocked away by Tvergiak toward the corner. Tvergiak trying to get it back and has it at the corner. And sends it along the near boards for Remillard. Up to Brian. Up the middle, Gauthier. Gauthier now. One hands it into the Manhattanville zone. James, though, getting the puck from Sandilands back in her own zone for Manhattanville. Spartans pitching up, and with it is Forrest now Forrest leaves it out for Trail. Trail shovels it toward the end boards in for Nicole Trevino in behind the net. Shovels it in front. Forrest looking to pick it up. Now, finally, it went to Vinci, and then it was cleared out near the line. Spartans keep it in. Here now with an opportunity. Left wing circle skating to the corner now is Forrest. Shovels it off the end boards, up along the far boards for Monroe. Monroe shovels it back for Forrest at the end boards. Forrest with it. Forrest back in front, trying to put it on her backhand. Couldn't get a shot away. A couple of players go to the ice here. In behind Elias. Still poking at the puck, and it is Basile with it for the Spartans along the near boards. Basile. And the puck loose, and finally it is controlled by Manhattanville. Back to Meredith. Meredith up to center to the red line for the Valiants. And it went by Monroe, but she'll play it at the end boards for the Spartans. Zoo almost got to it. Basile with it near side. Now it is controlled by DeFusco. Now here's Clark. Clark top of the right circle. Shot deflected toward the far corner. Looking to clear it out over his Ella Smith. Loose at the circle. Spartans get it back out the other way as Monroe skates it up to center. Monroe shovels it all the way in on Elias, who had to make a left pad save on a bouncing puck. It was a tough one there. And that shot, or the clear in, came from outside the blue line. Back now is Bielvigard for the Spartans. Bielvigard off the far boards for Gauthier. Gauthier shovels into the zone. It's picked up by Pelowitz. Spartans get it back as they give it up, and Gauthier couldn't get a good shot away. Picked off by Allie Howard. Skates it up to center. Howard shovels it ahead as on the ice is Kettlewood, number 10 for Manhattanville. And as they were in a partial change, and the Spartans get it out to center. Lopes sends it back in. Lopes plays it. Lopes top of the left circle, send it to the slot. They try to go back. It looked like back toward Lopes, but taking the shot, or it was either a pass or a shot, but right there was Wills. That was Sabia. Sabia and Lopes trying to connect as 5 shots on goal for Manhattanville, 8 for the Spartans. Manhattanville has a 1-0 lead with 5:13 to go in the first period. And off the draw, shot from the slot, deflected wide. That came in from Allie Howard. Allie Howard along the near boards now for Manhattanville, trying to send it in front, picked off by Trail, and Trail clears it out to center. All the way back into the Manhattanville zone is Pelowitz, shadowed by Nicole Trevino. Pelowitz now shovels around far side, kept in at the line by Casey Trail. Sends it off the end boards, played by Jocelyn Forrest near corner. Forrest now for the Spartans in the Valiant zone. Now that went by the Spartans' Sophia Vinci. And back out to center, back over the line, Lopes for Manhattanville. Lopes now chases it down behind Wills, trying to center, knocked away. Vinci tries to clear it out, kept in at the line. Meredith, a drive and a glove save by Wills, and she hangs on. 4:21 to go, first period, 1-0 Manhattanville, the consolation game of the WSYB Catamount Radio Invitational. You're watching Little East TV on Stretch Internet. Face off to the right of Wills. Here's a drive from the high slot, and a save again by Wills. That came in from the high slot. That was Menzie who took the shot, who got the goal earlier for Manhattanville. Menzie waiting at the slot. Here's Menzie, high slot. Menzie to Meredith. Meredith slides it down low, picked off by Tvergiak for the Spartans, and shovels it off the near boards, kept in at the line by Nash, but a nice job by Vasile to get it out to center. Menzie picks it up and turns it back across the line, holds it, drops it toward the high slot, but it's picked off there on a nice play by Amy Bryan. Here's Remillard now. Remillard cuts it in on Elias, backhander, knocked away. Millard got it back out to Gauthier. Gauthier toward the left wing circle. Cuts it to the end boards. Gauthier in behind the net. Shovels it in front. Remillard can't get a stick on it. And here comes Mency back the other way for Manhattanville. Mency want to work on Bielvigard. He got it to the right wing corner. Of course, didn't have the numbers. Gauthier back the other way. Clark picks it up, and then Gauthier grabbed it again and sent it out to center, where it's grabbed by Ellis Smith. Drops it into the Spartan zone. Bielvigard and Gauthier there for the Spartans, trying to clear it out. And here's Forrest. Forrest chases it down. Forrest over the line. Forrest right circle. Shot and the save made by Elias, and she hangs on. 3 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Manhattanville. Off the draw, it's controlled by Manhattanville. It's Howard with it. Sent it right up the middle. The pass deflected, but comes across the red line. Clark poking at it. Howard there as well. For the Spartans, it's Aaron Smith and also Forrest right in front of the scorers table here. Eventually went to Howard, and Howard will get it again as the puck sent into the zone by Vinci. Howard in behind her own net. Howard sends it up on the left wing side. The Fosco over the line. Had it poked away. Coming over is Zoo. Zoo near the line. Zoo with it. Zoo lost it. Here comes Casey Triel back the other way for the Spartans. Casey Triel 1-on-2. Casey Triel shovels the puck toward the end boards. Tries to follow. And we got a call coming up here. We got a penalty. And it's a holding call, and it's going to go on Tia Martinetti for the second time. The Spartans go on the power play. It was shortly after Manhattanville killed off the power play opportunity for the Spartans when Menzie scored. Spartans again on the power play here. And they'll have it unless they score for virtually the rest of the period. It's now 2 minutes to go in the first period. Monroe shovels it for Gauthier. Gauthier to Remillard, right wing corner. Cycles around to the left wing circle. Back out to the left point to Triel. Triel high slot, a drive. Goes in wide off the end boards. Remillard misfired off the rebound off the end boards. And it's cleared out by Manhattanville. A minute 28 to go in the Spartan power play. Minute 32 to go in the first period. 1-0 Manhattanville as Gauthier gloves it down. Trying to send it ahead. Knocked back the other way by Nash. And finally, Sabia sends it back into the Spartan zone. A minute 14 to go in the Castleton power play. Minute 18 to go in the first period. Up it goes to Tvergiak. Cross ice, it's Brian. Brian over the line. Brian toward the end boards. Picked up by Meredith. Remillard looking for a pass. Brian gets back up and still has it. Here's Stevens left circle. Her shot goes in wide along the far boards to Tvergiak. 50 seconds on the power play, 55 seconds left in the period. Spartans are buzzing around. There's still in the Manhattanville zone, but pinching up along the near boards is Smith. It's Ellis Smith for Manhattanville, finally dug out by Trevino, and there is a hand pass. And so the draw will come outside the Manhattanville zone. 31 seconds left on the Castleton power play. 38.7 seconds to go in the first period. Bobby Ars will take the draw for the Spartans. And Bobby Ars is out there with Stevens and Trevino. And off the draw, it comes back into the Castleton zone. Picked up by Forrest, also Tvergiak out there. 21 seconds to go in the power play. 27 seconds to go in the first period. Bobby Ars up the center, and she threw it right back into her own zone, and Forrest back to grab it. 10 seconds to go in the Spartan power play. 15 seconds now left in the first period. Spartans still back in their own zone as that comes all the way out to center across the red line, and Howard bangs the puck back in. That's the end of the power play. Both teams at full strength. 3 seconds to go in the first period. Allie Stevens at center. Doubles it back into her own zone of Forrest as time expires. Of course, people, Manhattanville fans know this, but made famous in Big with Tom Hanks. The right playland and the amusement park there. We're underway. Here's Amy Bryan over the line. Amy Bryan below the dot and sends it to the near boards. We're underway in the second period. Manhattanville with a 1-0 lead. Cleared out to center past James. Picked off now by Casey Trail. And Casey Trail sends the puck back into the Valiant zone. On a chase, Bryan poked at it, but it goes right to Pelowitz. And Pelowitz starts it out and shovels it up to center and right onto the stick of Anna Tittman. And Anna Tittman leaves it for Mency at the circle. Picked off there nicely by Allie Stevens to Vasile. Tittman almost got to it near the line. And Vasile managed to shovel it out to center. Now Allie Stevens sends the puck in, and Pelowitz back for it for Manhattanville. Pelowitz behind her own goaltender. Early going second period. Manhattanville has the 1-0 lead. Back to grab it. It's Ella Smith. Again, Ella Smith did get an assist along with Lopes on that Mency goal in the first period. And it is Tvergiak back behind her own net for the Spartans. Nicole Trevino shovels the puck into the Manhattanville zone. Backboard now, Martinetti. Stepping in is Forrest toward the right wing circle, and there was Wilm. Now it's Lopes, sends it off the near boards. Coming over is Monroe. Martinetti out near the line, number 3 for Manhattanville. Back to grab it, though. Trail on a nice play up to Vinci. Up the middle, it's Forrest off the far boards. It goes behind Nicole Trevino, couldn't play it, and back the other way. Lopes throws it way up into the air, and it'll float in wide of Wills, and back is Trail for the Spartans. 2 minutes into the second period, 1-0 Manhattanville, and now Forrest back for it. Jocelyn Forrest throws it around to Monroe, back to Forrest. Forrest starts it up. Forrest still in her own zone. Ahead now to Nicole Trevino. Nicole Trevino up to center now for Gauthier. Picked off to Fusco. Now with it is Zoo. Zoo outside the left circle. Who tried to send it for Clark. Now back in behind the net. There is Monroe. It's now digging it out. It's controlled again by Manhattanville. A quick shot below the hash marks, and save made there by Wills. That was Clark on the shot as the puck finally back into the Manhattanville zone. Nash back for it. Nash sends it near side for DeFusco, and DeFusco sends it back into the Castleton zone off the far boards. Back for it is Casey Trill. Trill slides it up the middle. Remillard off her stick. Meredith back for it. Got it back out to center. Tittman sends it back now. The toe drag for Nash. Off the far boards, Mency shovels it ahead toward the line. Shovel back out to center. It goes back into the Manhattanville zone. And back forward it is Holly Meredith in behind her own net. And we got a penalty coming up here. And it's a penalty for interference, and it's a third power play opportunity for Castleton. As going off, it is Lainey Nash. Lainey Nash for interference. So the Spartans a third opportunity here on the power play as they look to tie it up 1-0 Manhattanville. And Manhattanville clears it down the length of the ice. Monroe is out there along with Trail, Amy Bryan, Gauthier, and also Jade Remillard. Up the middle, it's Bryan. Tipped it by Monroe and cleared back down by the Valiants. It was cleared by Pelowitz. Minute 30 to go on the Spartan power play. 16:05 to go second period. It's 1-0 Manhattanville, the consolation game of the WSYB Catamount Radio Invitational. Monroe over the line and deep toward the left wing corner. Shovels it out to Gauthier. Gauthier back to Monroe near the corner. Monroe looking, a long shot, a tough angle, knocked away there by Elias. Back out it comes to Gauthier. And along the near boards, it's Bobby Ars. Midpoint Tverziak. Now Gauthier down low in the left circle, fires it around as it went wide, and it comes all the way back to the Spartan zone, and back forward is Tverziak. 50 seconds to go in the Spartan power play. Tverziak out there with Barbiars. Now Stevens on. Forrest is on. Also on is Nicole Trevino. Is sent up to center. Barbiars and had it poked away. Finally, it's Forrest over the line. Can't control. Clear it out. Tverziak there for the Spartans. Tverziak throws it back in behind Elias with 28 seconds to go in the Spartan power play. That goes by Trevino. Out is Zoo and can't get to it. Knocked back into the zone. Zoo gets it back for Manhattanville. And Tverziak finds it, sends it into the zone. Martinetti over, and we got a penalty against Jocelyn Forrest. It will negate the power play with 15 seconds left on the Spartan power play. Is it on Forrest? Actually, they opened up the wrong penalty box. It's on the Valiants, and it was on Lopes. I thought they opened up the penalty box on the Castleton side. I didn't see it myself, so for 15 seconds, Castleton will have a 5-on-3. No, it is. Okay, they made a mistake. It's not on Lopes. It's going to be on Castleton here. So it does negate the power play. The official made a mistake, and you got to love it though. Lopes goes off like no problem. You know, it's not on her. Now Forrest originally came off, but I believe now. So it's going to be on Castleton. But they don't know which player. But I get a kick, though. Lopes comes off, and, you know, no argument. No problem. No problem. Okay, I'll sit down in here in the penalty box. She wasn't even, I don't know exactly what I did, but okay. But it's against Castleton, and they are going to negate the power play. 15 seconds left on the penalty to Lainey Nash for Manhattanville. 14:53 to go, second period. It's 1-0 Manhattanville. You're watching Little East TV on Stretch Internet. And they're going to send Aaron Smith off. And after all that, what was the penalty? Was it too many players on the ice? I'm not sure what the call there was, but it's 4-on-4. So now it's Pelowitz a drive, and the save made by Wills. Now it's Manhattanville on the power play as Nash's penalty is over. Pelowitz send it now to Lopes. Now over is Zoo. Back out to Pelowitz, midpoint. Zoo, left wing circle, trying to send it to the right wing circle, and it's picked off by Brian. Brian skates it all the way into the Manhattanville zone. Brian looks to cut it in. Pelowitz got a stick on the puck for a moment. We got another penalty coming up here as that's driven back into the Manhattanville zone. And it's going to be a hooking call, and I believe this will be on Castleton. It'll be a two-man advantage for Manhattanville now. No, I beg your pardon. It's going to be a little confusing to me, too. Pelowitz, it's going to be on Manhattanville, so I beg your pardon. So it's not a two-man advantage. They're back to 4-on-4, and in a minute 12, will be a short power play opportunity for Castleton. So I beg your pardon. It was not on Castleton. It was on Manhattanville, and it's on Tiana Lopes. or it's on Pelowitz. I beg your pardon. Pelowitz on the penalty for hooking. So they're skating 4-on-4. And the puck in the Manhattanville zone. Manhattanville with a 1-0 lead. They're pinching up out along the near side by the Castleton bench. Bielvigard sends it to Monroe. And Barbiars try to toe drag it. It went in behind her. And unable to clear it out for Manhattanville was Wilm. And now it's controlled by Tittman for Manhattanville. Drops it back to Martinetti. 35 seconds from now, Castleton a short power play opportunity. They're skating 4-on-4. Gauthier gloves it down. Gauthier and lost it at the circle. And there is Nash. Up the middle, Martinetti. Now near side, it comes over for Wilm. And Wilm sends the puck into the Spartan zone. And back is to Vergiak. 15 seconds left on the penalty to Smith, Aaron Smith for the Spartans. And then the Spartans will go on the power play. A short power play. As Tvergiak sent it across, it went behind Forrest right at the crease, and here come the Valiants back the other way. Long shot, ricochets off the glass in behind Wills. As a matter of fact, it was tipped out of play. That was Sabia that took the shot, and the penalty is over to Aaron Smith. The Spartans have a 45-second power play now. So Castleton on the power play for 45 seconds. 12:50 to go, second period, 1-0 Manhattanville. The draw in the Castleton zone. And back for it, it's Casey Trail, and she slides it off the far boards all the way back down. It'll go the length of the ice. This will be an icing call. So the draw back in the Spartan zone. 35 seconds left in the Castleton power play. Face off to the right of Riley Wills, getting the starting nod in goal today for Castleton here in the consolation game. That is scooped up to center. Back is Holly Meredith. Meredith to Howard. Howard off Sabia. Played by Trail over to Monroe, up to Brian. 18 seconds to go on the Castleton power play. Brian now to the end boards. In behind Elias. Now it's Gauthier. Now at the right point, Casey Trail. Trail fires, blocked away. Trail gets it back toward the right wing corner, toward the end board, send it in behind the net for Remillard. Penalty over. Both teams at full strength. Trail gets back up, plays the puck. The Spartans still have it in the zone. And again, both teams at full strength. There's the penalty over. It's Allie Howard. Shoveling it up for Mency, near side for Manhattanville. Lopes there. Now they're battling for the puck in front of the Castleton bench. Now Mency with it. Mency over the line for Manhattanville to Lopes. And wanted to go back to Mency. Went in behind her. Here's Lopes, left to right, held up just a bit. There's a penalty coming up. And they're going to call hooking. And I'll wait on this one. just to make sure. It is against Castleton, and it is on Monroe, and it is for hooking. And the Valiants go on the power play with 11:30 to go in the second period. First period goal by Nicole Mency, her 8th of the year, the only goal of the game, and Manhattanville has the 1-0 lead. And again, the Valiants go on the power play. Face off to the left of Wills in the Castleton zone, and here's a drive from the midpoint, goes in wide. Allie Howard is at a point. Allie Howard getting it back. Now Tittman near side, send it in behind the net. Also in is Clark. And also in is Wilm. Back to Howard. Howard shoots, and it's deflected wide as right at the Wilm was waiting for the tip. He did tip it, but it went in wide. Here's a drive from the line. Meredith, and knocked away toward the far corner. Meredith gets it back along the far boards. Now it goes back to Howard. A shot blocked. A nice play there by Allie Stevens, who blocked it. Howard sends it back now to Meredith. 1:10 to go on the Manhattanville power play. Back over the line, across the way, it was Clark. Clark was waiting for a pass at the circle. It's cleared out by the Spartans, and back it is Howard getting it from her goaltender Elias. On the right wing side, Lopes. Sabia now. Sabia on a battle with Remillard in the Spartan zone toward the corner. And now back is Amy Bryant on the back check. 38 seconds to go on the Manhattanville power play. Here's another opportunity. Lopes in close, and that was a backhanded try in close by DeFusco. Or I beg your pardon, by Zoo. And came close to picking up a power play goal there, but back out to center, Manhattanville. Mency over the line. Back to Zoo. Now Pelowitz. 9 seconds to go on the power play as Pelowitz wrister would have gone wide, but it's grabbed by Wills and hangs on. 7 seconds left on the power play for Manhattanville. And they play in close before an opportunity for Janet Zoo. 14 shots on goal now for Manhattanville, 12 for Castleton. 7 seconds to go on the Manhattanville power play. Off the draw, Allie Howard, and Pelowitz out near the line. Pelowitz sends it to the right wing circle. Mency down low. Lopes tried to get a stick on it, went wide. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. It's cleared out to center, and back is Allie Howard. So the Valiant's unable to cash in on the power play opportunity. Back behind her own net, Aaron Smith. She starts it up. Long pass to center, too far for Trevino, and this will be an icing call. 9:06 to go, second period, 1-0 Manhattanville. Is the consolation game for third place of the WSYB Catamount Radio Invitational here at the Spartan Arena. Two teams that met in the final a year ago, meeting in the consolation game for third place. Manhattanville with a 1-0 lead over Castleton. You're watching Little East TV on Stretch Internet. Face off to the right of Wills. It'll be Trevino for the Spartans. Off the draw. Martinetti out near the line. Goes to Tittman at the left wing circle. Also in there, Clark is back in. Shoveled off the end boards by Smith. Far side to Fusco, and she shot it right across the crease. Clark. And they shovel it out toward Martinetti. Here's Tittman at the left wing corner in the Spartan zone. The Spartans with it, look to skate it up. Here's Forrest over the red line. Forrest shovels it all the way in as Elias will leave it. And back the other way, it is Sandilands. Throws it to the Spartan line where it's Monroe up to Bobbiars. Now back it is Tittman back at her own zone for Manhattanville. Slides it off the near boards, too far for DeFusco. Back is Casey Trail. Trail to Monroe. Monroe up the center. Shovels it across the red line. Deflected into the Valiant zone. Valiant's on it again. Up the middle it goes to Tittman over the line. Tittman now to the left wing circle. Tittman got it back off the end boards. It was knocked away momentarily by Trail. Now the Spartans with it and Casey Trail with it. Try to clear it out. DeFusco has it. DeFusco shoots it down low. Backhander by Lopes. Save made by Wills. And Lopes got a piece of it on the way through and tried the backhander. Now it's picked off. And Lopes almost got to it from Meredith. Still in the zone. It is kept in at the line. And here now another opportunity and a save made by Wills. As that again was Sabia on the shot for Manhattanville. Spartans get it out to center. Now it's sent off the near side. Sabia grabbing it from Wilm. Sabia cuts it in, and poking it away was Wills. Back out to the right point. There is Nash. Nash had it deflected toward the circle. Barbie-Yars picks it up for the Spartans. Now it's Monroe with it. Monroe starts it up along the far boards, scales it across off the stick of Stevens, plays it along the near boards, and shovels the puck into the Valiant zone. Backboard for the Valiants is Laney Nash. Nash up the center off the far boards for James. Now Sabia with it, chases it down toward the corner, Spartan zone. Spartans look to control. Amy Bryant comes over. Also there is Bielvegard, and finally it's Bryant wins the battle and skates it out to center. Shovels it ahead toward Remillard, can't quite get to it. Knocked away, Mency back the other way. Mency by Tittman, who was over the line, and Now the Spartans get it back the other way. Here's Amy Bryan, held up for just a moment. Bryan, though, cuts it in. Swings around to the left wing corner, still with it along the far boards in the Valiant zone. Sends it off the near boards. Spartans don't have the numbers there, and it's picked off by Ella Smith, who skates it out to center. Smith to the red line, had it knocked away at the Castleton line, and with it is Gauthier. Gauthier shovels it ahead now to Remillard. Remillard fires in diagonally, right wing corner in the Manhattanville zone. And Ella Smith backboard, and they get it out to center. Mency chases it down. Mency over the line on the left wing. Mency high slot, and unable to get a shot away there was James, as she might have been hooked just a bit and couldn't get a shot away. Here come the Spartans the other way with Forrest. Forrest over the red line. Forrest over the Manhattanville line. Forrest to the left wing circle. Forrest in. Save made by Elias. Great shot by Forrest. Great play by Elias. Here comes James now the other way. Then it behind Zoo. Spartans back in their own zone. Monroe with it. 1-0 Manhattanville. 5:14 to go. Second period. Pass too far for Nicole Trevino at center, and it's Sandilands back in behind Wills to the near corner. Zoo beats everybody to the puck for Manhattanville. Zoo there and sent it in behind the net. Far side. It's picked up by Samantha Monroe for the Spartans. Chips it up the middle, intended for Vinci. Knocked the other way. Zoo lost a edge, but DeFusco shot, and it's a save made there by Wills. I thought for a moment it was deflected out of play, but she did glove it, and got a stoppage in play with 4:47 to go in the second period. 1-0 Manhattanville. Zoo on the draw for Manhattanville to the right of Wills. And DeFusco will take the draw now with Bobbiars. Bobbiars for the Spartans. Loose at the dot in the circle and dug out by Zoo for the corner. And a long shot came in near side. Clark was over there. Was a little bit out of her view from the near side. Still in the Castleton zone. Back out to the right point. And they're shoveling it toward the far boards. That was Pelowitz, and it came back out to center. And back is Allie Howard in her own zone to Clark near side. Adele Clark, who scored the only Manhattan goal yesterday. And that what was a tie. Of course, the shootout won by Endicott. Spartans back in their own zone, trying to control Bielvigard now to Bobbiars. 4 minutes to go, second period. 1-0 Manhattanville to Vergiak. Sent it off the glass near side, and the Spartans managed to chip it out to center. Pelowitz with it now for Manhattanville. The pass intercepted for a moment by Bielvigard. Here come the Valiants back the other way, and we got a tripping call. And this one's going to go against Castleton. And the Valiants will go on the power play. That was Sabia was tripped up by Amy Bryan. 3:42 to go in the second period. Manhattanville has a 1-0 lead. And going on the power play. Zoo is out there. Zabia is out there. Pelowitz is out there. Also Lopes is out there, and Mency on the power play. Face off to the left of Wills. Also on the power play is Pelowitz. Pelowitz at the midpoint. Pelowitz looking. Sends it far side to Mency, back to Pelowitz on the toe drag, back to Mency, a drive, and the save made. That went off a Castleton stick. It changed direction, and Riley Wills came up with a save of beauty. Face off to the right of Wills now. And off the draw, back out to Pelowitz at the line. 1:35 to go on the power play. A drive from the right circle by Mency, knocked away toward the corner. 21 shots on goal now for Manhattanville. Midpoint, Pelowitz, a drive and a save made by Wills. Far side, Mency. Mency outside the circle. To Sabia, back to Mency, right circle. Trying to come along the near side for Zoo, who plays it. And back out to Pelowitz, high slot. Trying to send it down low. Never got a strong shot away. It didn't get all the way through anyway, if that was a shot. Remillard clears it out, and backboard is Pelowitz. Pelowitz to Lopes, back over the Spartan line. 58 seconds to go on the Valiant power play. Back now out near the line, it's Menzie, high slot. Menzie shovels it toward Lopes at the right wing corner. Lopes trying to control and trying to go back to Menzie, and the Spartans clear it back down. 2:25 in the period, in the second period. 40 seconds to go on the Manhattanville power play. He's getting it back out to center as Meredith back and stops at the line. Meredith still with it at center ice. Knocked away by Forrest. It goes back to Allie Howard. Now Clark across the red line, shovels it into the Spartan zone, and backboard is Casey Trail. And she sends it the length of the ice. 19 seconds to go on the Manhattanville power play. Minute 57 to go in the second period. Manhattanville with a 1-0 lead. The goal coming in the first period. And it was a goal by Nicole Menzie. Here Clark off her skate, cleared back down by Casey Trail. That will do the power play. Both teams at full strength. So Manhattanville can't cash in on the power play there. Manhattanville with it as Allie Howard slides it up to center. Wilm with it along the far side. Sent it right across to the left wing corner. Played by Nicole Trevino. Slides it up to the center ice circle for the Spartans. Howard had it, then had it knocked down. Here's Stevens over the line for the Spartans. Left wing circle. Shovels it to the end boards. Follows it up. Over skates it. Back there is Ella Smith. Minute 12 to go in the second period. Pass deflected and trying to run it down with Smith. Sent all the way into the Spartan zone toward the corner. Was sent over there. Back out near the line as Nicole Trevino. Up to center. And the Spartans had it for a moment, but back is DeFusco over the line. DeFusco right wing circle. And the shot stopped right in front by Bryant. She turns it up the ice. 42 seconds to go in the second period. Bryant across the red line. And Bryant falls to the ice, and backboard is Martinetti. Martinetti shovels it right up the middle past Zoo, and Spartans get it back all the way in on Elias, and Elias has to cover up as coming down the slot was Jocelyn Forrest. 26.3 seconds to go second period. Manhattanville has a 1-0 lead. We'll have the championship game at 4. It'll be Endicott and SUNY Canton. Face off to the right of Elias. Manhattanville zone, and it is Menzie. Then lost it. Here's Forrest in. Shot, and it rattles off the glass. The turnover. Spartans came within an eyelash of tying it up. Here's Forrest again. Right wing circle out to Trail. 10 seconds to go in the period. Trying to go back toward Forrest. Cleared out, and back the other way, Sabia. To Lopes. Sabia overskates it. Nice job there to poke it away on the back check. Aaron Smith knocked back into the Manhattanville zone, and that does the period. So we'll stand by for the announcement of any players in this game getting all tournament honors. There'll probably be at least one apiece, I would imagine. That's the way it's gone in the past years. And puck rolls into the Manhattanville zone and beating everybody to the puck. Gauthier for the Spartans. Gauthier to Amy Bryan, right wing corner. Amy Bryan lost it, coming over his. That's Jade Remillard. Now Tittman with it, but she can't clear it out. Bryan with it, right wing corner. Gets it out to Casey Trail at the line and can't quite get to the puck. And now Martinetti back the other way and lost it to Trail. Trail ahead to Gauthier, and Gauthier shovels it all the way in on the goaltender Elias, who steers it away to the near side. Steal by Allie Stevens, and she fires wide on the short side. Comes all the way back out to Dvorak. Shovel back toward the end boards. Tittman back for it behind her own net for Manhattanville. Now it's Pelowitz. Pelowitz starts it out and slides it right up the middle to Braden James. Center ice circle and fired in, deflected toward the end boards off the Spartans. Bielvigard. Bielvigard coast to coast over the line. Right wing circle. Shot and a save made by Elias. Bielvigard did a nice job going coast to coast. Got a good shot away. Elias making the save, and that's going to be an icing call against the Valiants. Early going third period. Manhattanville has the 1-0 lead. Cole Trevino's out. Also Vinci and Vasile for the Spartans. Up front, Trail and Monroe at the points. I'm not sure what the discussion is here. It was an icing call. I think they're discussing as to who was on the ice. You can't change during the icing call, of course. So Pelowitz, I believe, has to come back on the ice. Pelowitz is out there with Lopes. Taking the draw, Sabia with Trevino of the Spartans. Sabia for Manhattanville, and Lopes shovels it straight ahead. Sabia on a chase. Sabia now on the short side, save, and skating away with a rebound. It is Trevino. Wilm was right there, but couldn't get to the rebound as Wills made the save. Lopes sends it in, and the Spartans get it back the other way. Here's Trevino. Trevino across the red line, trying to one-handed. Lopes steals. Lopes back over the Castleton line. Lopes to the right circle. And had it knocked down, then a weak backhander, easily knocked away. It's DeFusco at the line now. DeFusco right to left. DeFusco left wing circle, gets it out to the left point for Meredith. Meredith along the far boards now for Manhattanville. Shoots it in, deflected toward the end boards, and loose on the side of the net and covered up by Wills. DeFusco trying to get to the puck. 17:45 to go in the third period. It's 1-0 Manhattanville. You're watching Little East TV on Stretch Internet. Brian for the Spartans and Zoo for Manhattanville on the draw. Off the shot, right off the draw, goes wide. That was DeFusco. And they try to go back toward DeFusco. It's in behind Wills, and with it is Trail to Remillard. Remillard now shovels it back. I believe it went up over the glass and out of play. So they will have the draw to the left of Riley Wills in the Spartan zone. It'll be Zoo for Manhattanville and Brian for Castleton. Off the draw, loose along the far boards, over is Meredith. Meredith to Zoo. Zoo left wing corner. Behind the net, DeFusco. Tough angle shot right across the crease to the near side. Clark comes over, can't get the stick on it. And here's Amy Bryan up to center for the Spartans. Shovels it into the Manhattanville zone and follows it up with the end boards in behind Elias. Bryan still with it, cycles around to the far corner. Now with it is Allie Stevens. They're pitching up outside the circle far side. Stevens poking at it, still poking at it. Got it to the circle. And back is Nash. Nash initially. Now it's shoveling it ahead is DeFusco. Now it's Barbiars for the Spartans who have it. Tvergiak back in her own zone. Off the far boards for Stevens. Now coming over is Forrest Stevens. Now to Forrest toward the corner. Forrest in the Manhattanville zone at the end boards. Tittman there, and also there it is Meredith for Manhattanville. Try to come out to Tvergiak, picked off by Mency, who's got the only goal of the game in the first period. Mency zigzagging into the Spartan zone and trying to bring it toward the slot. Knocked away nicely by Monroe on the back check. Spartans get it back out to centers. Sandilands, center ice circle, back to her own zone. Sends it back for Ellis Smith. Now it's Tittman off the near boards for Mency. Mency over the line. Mency now to the right wing circle. Mency shovels it to the left, and the shot and the save made as that came off the stick of Ellis Smith. Mency trying to feed it over to Smith. Here come the Spartans the other way to Vinci, straight ahead. Vinci over the line on the left wing side to the slot now. Vinci ridden off the puck. Here's Mency back the other way. Mency up to center. He's got James with her. Mency over the line to the left wing circle, still with it below the dot. Tough angle right across to Sabia. Sabia now trying to control and send it back out toward the line, but back the other way is Jade Remillard for the Spartans. Remillard shovels it in. Elias knocks it toward the corner. Remillard on the follow in the Manhattanville zone. Gauthier coming over. It's chipped out to center. Casey Trill fires the puck back in, delayed offside. Amy Bryan now on a chase, but it's controlled by Pelowitz. Here come the Valiants up to center. Speed. It was Sabia, and they got an offside call here with 14:50 to go in the third period. Both teams changing up. The face-off just outside the Castleton zone. Sabia still out there on his Lopes and also on his Wilm. And at a point is Meredith and also Nash for Manhattanville. It's Meredith toward the corner. Meredith in behind Will. Spartan zone, but a nice play there. Trying to dig it out is Bielvegard, then lost it. Goes back to Meredith. Now it's Barbiars for the Spartans. Back to Bielvegard. Off the far boards, went behind Forrest. Lopes managed to keep it in at the line, got it back, but couldn't control. Here's Barbiars for the Spartans. Sends it far side for Bielvegard. Bia over there. Bia tried to control, but Barbiars gets it out to center. Meredith now pushes it back to her own zone to Nash. Sends it up to Sabia. Now Wilm at center, lost it as here comes Forrest the other way for the Spartans over the line. Nash, though, back check and picks up the puck and skates it to the line in the Spartan zone and drops it to the right wing corner. Monroe there pokes it loose for Nicole Trevino. Can't clear it out. DeFusco kept it in at the line. Now it's Dvorak with it. Shovels it off the far boards for Forrest at center. Back now it's Trevino over the line. Trevino now to the right circle. And the shot blocked toward the corner. Didn't have the numbers. In front was Vasile. Now the pass deflected away. And Vinci on the steal to the left wing circle. Can't control. Back for Clark to Pelowitz. Pelowitz now starts it up on the left wing side for Manhattanville. Pelowitz straight ahead. Knocked away. Back the other way. Remillard to Bryan. Bryan now on a battle with Howard. Bryan beats it to the puck to the right wing corner. And Bryan still trying to battle for it. Now Remillard with it along the far boards outside the circle. Now it's sent around by Zoo near side Pelowitz. And it's cleared out to center. Now back at Zoo in her own zone for Manhattanville. Pass picked up at center. Picked off by Monroe down low in the right circle. Trying to shovel it for Bryan. Deflected back out to center. Casey Trill with it. Casey Trill now to Barbiars in the zone. Barbiars pokes it to the end boards. Barbiars, nice hustle. Circles around, cycles back to the other side of the net, trying to shovel it down low, knocked away. Barbiars gets it back for Castleton. Back to the right wing circle, poked away. Here come the Valiants the other way with Mency. Mency has James with her. Mency gets by Trill. Mency in behind Wills, tries the wraparound and scores. It's 2-0 Manhattanville. What a great individual effort for Nicole Menzie, her second goal of the game. Both goals for Manhattanville, her 9th of the year, and that was a pretty play with 12:11 to go in the third period. 2-0 Manhattanville. It's completely a great. Nicole Menzie, it is an unassisted goal. She virtually went coast to coast, went around behind the net, and stuffed it in on the wraparound as we got a nice one called against Castleton. Big goal there, 22 shots on goal for Manhattanville, 13 for Castleton, 2-0 Manhattanville. Now 11:55 to go in the third period. Face off to the right of Riley Wills in the Castleton zone. Controlled by Manhattanville. Martinetti threw it behind the net, but here was Dvorak. She got it back. Dvorak tries to clear it out. Ella Smith, though, sends it back to Sabia. Sabia getting a return pass, wanted a return pass from Lopes. Now it's Sabia that keeps it alive at the line for Manhattanville. It goes back to Sabia, left wing circle, and the save made by Wills, but they blow the whistle. Apparently a delayed offside as they'll have the face-off just outside the Castleton zone. Off the draw, the puck shoveled up over the glass and out of play across the way. We'll have another draw here. 2-0 Manhattanville, 11:24 to go in the third period. Off the draw at center and looking forward, Gauthier and Bryant. And we got a call coming up. Brian has been shaken up. And it's going to be a penalty on Manhattanville. It's going to be on Sabia for high sticking. So Castleton going on a big power play here, looking to cash in a couple of opportunities. Here's Trail midpoint. Gauthier, top of the left circle, backs it up toward the line, back toward the circle and stops. Midpoint Trail. Now it's along the far side, Gauthier, and she scores! Now a power play goal, and we'll see if somebody tipped it in front. It's 2-1. Was it Monroe? Was it Remillard? It might have gone, if it went in off the goalie, it should be Gauthier gets the goal. We'll wait for the announcement. It's 2-1, though. It's a power play. Samantha Monroe gets it. She was the first one to the bench, so I thought maybe she would get credit for it. Usually the first one to get congratulated is the person that scored. Monroe on the goal. Power play goal. Didn't catch the assist. Certainly Gauthier would get one, but it's 2-1 Manhattanville as Brian fires in wide as it's loose. It's in the Manhattanville zone. Stevens steals and sends it toward the end boards. Back for it is Martinetti. Now Pilowitz. So Monroe on the goal. Samantha Monroe, a junior from Framingham, Mass. And that's her first of the year. And it's a power play goal. Still in the Manhattanville zone toward the corner. RBR is looking forward. And also over there is Forrest. It's sent around. Pilowitz far side, number 16 for Manhattanville. Long pass. Past Mency back into the Spartan zone, and Wills will leave it as turning up the ice the other way. It is Bielvigard, and send it across the red line, too far for Forrest. Here come the Valiants back the other way. Zoo over the line. It's knocked back out of center and then knocked back into the zone. It should be a delayed offside here on Manhattanville. 9:41 to go here in regulation. It's 2-1 Manhattanville against Samantha Monroe on the goal. I didn't catch. I thought it was Gauthier that took the original shot there. Obviously, it was deflected by Monroe in front. Play back in, and the shot from the left point goes in wide. That shot came in from Ellis Smith. Comes back out along the near side for Zoo, right in front of the Castleton bench. Shovels it past Clark. Monroe trying to clear it out. Here now, sending it toward the end boards was Nash. Now it's knocked away. Nash gets it back, top of the left wing circle, trying to shovel it down low. Clark there. Zoo there as well. Bielvigard for the Spartans, far corner. And it's broken loose. Vinci with it. Vinci sends it in behind her own net. Monroe comes over, shovels it back to the far side. Vinci there, still in the Castleton zone. Bielvigard now. Now ahead, it's Nicole Trevino over the red line and fires all the way in. Sticked away to the near corner by Elias, and way back in the Castleton zone, we have a Manhattanville player who's been shaken up, and she's on the ice. They blow the whistle. 8:49 to go, third period. It's 2-1 Manhattanville. And again, Samantha Monroe, her first of the year on the power play for the Spartans. Mency scored the 2 goals for Manhattanville. You're watching Little East TV on Stretch Internet. And the injured player is Janet Zhu. She's coming to the bench under her own power. And it looks like she's okay. Janet Zhu from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Face-off back of the Manhattanville zone to the right of Elias. 2-1 Manhattanville. 8:49 to go, third period here in the consolation game. Remillard fires it off the glass in behind Elias, and here come the Valiants back the other way as that's sent in wide. Chasing it, Wilm. Sabia's in behind the net. Wilm. Sabia comes over. Pelowitz back toward Wilm. She tried to go, but Gauthier picks it off. And picks it off for the Spartans. Gets it near side to Remillard over the line to the middle. Remillard still with it. And we got a penalty coming up here on Manhattanville. The Spartans who just scored on the power play go on the power play again here. This will be a penalty for hooking. Castleton on the power play, trailing 2-1 with 8:17 to go in the third period. And coming off will be Allie Howard. Allie Howard off for hooking. And the faceoff will be in the Manhattanville zone. Faceoff to the left of Elias. So the Spartans on a big power play here. Trevino sends it out to Forrest, now to Bergiak. Now Trevino to the right circle, a drive, and it's blocked away to the far corner. They can't clear it out. Forrest finally couldn't handle it, so has to play it back out at center. To Bergiak near side. Bergiak ahead, Allie Stevens over the Manhattanville zone. Barbiars comes over and it's poked out of play. Face off to the right of Elias. 1:34 to go on the Spartan power play. Bryan is on with Gauthier and also Remillard. Also Trail is out there, and also Monroe. Here now off the near boards, played by Gauthier. Now Trail. Trail trying to send it to Monroe. Back to Trail out near the line. Back out left point, it's Gauthier. Now Bryan back out. Trail. Trail kept it in at the line. Trail top of the right circle. Trying to scoop it in. Deflected toward the far corner. Over is Remillard. It comes back out to Trail from Remillard. Trail skates it right to left. Back to Monroe, right circle. Back to Trail, midpoint. Trail fires, blocked, and Bryan with it. Skates it left to right. Bryan, left circle. Gauthier, try to go back toward Bryan. Deflected toward the end boards. Gauthier back to Bryan. 48 seconds to go on the Spartan power play. Gauthier, right circle near the dot. And shot blocked. And it goes back to Bryan. Back out to Monroe. Monroe skates it to the middle. High slot. Dumps it out to the midpoint to Trail. Trail now almost lost it. Got it to Brian. Back to Trail. Straight on. A drive, and it's blocked away. The blocker of Elias. 14 shots on goal for the Spartans. 22 seconds left on the power play as comes back out to Trail along the far boards. Trail now looking, still looking. Tries to shovel it down low. One-timer. Gauthier deflected up over the glass and out of play with a face-off to the right of Elias. It's Barbiar's out there with Stevens and Forrest now. Also the Elvegard and also Dvorak. It's loose for a moment at the slot and skated out by Zoo, who's okay. She was the one that was just shaken up for Manhattanville. Penalty over. Both teams at full strength now, so the Spartans can't take advantage of that power play opportunity. It's in the Castleton zone. Mency comes over outside the right wing circle and skating out Barbiars. Sends it in now to Forrest. Forrest over the line. Forrest down the middle. Stevens tried to get to it at the left wing circle. Mency now clears it back out to center. Back it's Aaron Smith for the Spartans. To Barbiars. Lost it. Here's Mency back the other way over the line. Knocked away by Vasile at the line. Here now is Vinci. Doesn't have the numbers. 1-on-3. Vinci, right circle. The save made by Elias off her glove, and then she pounces on it. With 5:35 to go, third period. 2-1, Manhattanville. Trevino's up with Vasile and Vinci, and Aaron Smith and Casey Trill for the Spartans. It's in the Manhattanville zone. Clark sends it ahead. Now with it is DeFusco. DeFusco backs it toward the circle along the near boards. Clark over as well. Tittman comes over. Clark with it at the right wing corner in the Castleton zone. Clark, and a little bit of a scrum going on. They're pinching up along the boards. Trevino comes over. Clark broke it loose, but Trevino with it. Trevino tries to clear it out, and it's kept in by Meredith. Fires it to the right wing corner, Castleton zone. And trying to get to it was Sandilands. Now Clark looks to wrap up Trevino. There is Tittman. Back out to Sandilands at the point. Fired in, and didn't get all the way through as Trevino sent it up to Vinci. Now Vasile over the Manhattanville line. And she lost it and was cleared out to center. Kicked back the other way by Dvorak. And here comes Lopes. Lopes had it poked away by Brian. Now it's Gauthier, and she had it blocked away. Sabia back the other way for Manhattanville. Sabia trying to chase it down. Monroe chips it away. Dvorak up to Gauthier, up to center. Poked back to the Castleton line, and Gauthier there with it for the Spartans. And she tried to clear it out. Lopes picks it off at the top of the slot, and her shot to save made by Wills, and she covers up on the rebound. 4:12 to go in regulation. 2-1 Manhattanville. Face off to the left of Wills. It comes out to Smith. Now with it is Lopes, right wing circle. Got the pass from Nash. Spartans, though, skate it back the other way. Allie Stevens over the line. Allie Stevens has Forrest with her. Sends it in behind the net. Still with it. And tries the backhander as she reversed on the other side. The save made by Elias. Allie Stevens had an opportunity, and the stoppage in play with 3:45 left here in the third period. 2-1 Manhattanville. It's Nicole Mency scoring both Manhattanville goals. And Samantha Monroe on the power play scoring the Spartan goal. Face off to the left of Elias. Far corner, whistled around near side, intended for Lopes. Remillard over. Monroe trying to keep it in at the line. Sabia trying to chase it down, but Gauthier beat her to the puck off the far boards. Brian going to work on Martinetti. Back out to Gauthier at the line. Send it back down low to the right wing corner for Remillard. Now it's Brian with it. Knocked back toward Remillard to Brian, who has it near corner. Brian outside the left wing circle. Brian on the battle with Lopes. Also over is Martinetti. Still poking at it outside the left circle. Here's Monroe, left point. Fires in, blocked away. Sabia out to Lopes. Lopes sends it across the red line. And it's Aaron Smith. Then sent it across the red line the other way and knocked back in to the Spartan zone by Wilm. Back is Monroe. Monroe followed by Tittman as both go to the ice. And Spartans give it up, but there was an opportunity there. Here's Mency now as the Spartans again give it up. There was an opportunity earlier from James, and that sent across, and the save made by Wills. Here comes the Spartans again. Remillard sends it back into the Manhattanville zone. 2:25 left in the third period. 2-1 Manhattanville. Back in the Manhattanville zone. Near side, it comes over to Allie Howard. And Allie Howard sends it on the left wing side over for Ella Smith. Turnover at center to Tvergiak. Tvergiak, left wing circle. Tvergiak cuts in and sent it right to the far corner. And she's hauled down. A penalty coming up here against Manhattanville. And so the Spartans, with 2:03 left in regulation, have an opportunity here to tie it. As a penalty coming up against Manhattanville, another power play opportunity for Castleton. They've had a few. They cashed in on the power play before the last one on that goal by Samantha Monroe. And going off for holding will be Ella Smith. So Lopes is out. Sabia, the penalty killers. I'll wait here. Gautier, Bryan, Trail. The Spartans, and also Monroe scored on the power play, as we mentioned. The other one, Remillard, will be out on the power play. Sabia. All right, after the timeout for Castleton. Castleton going on the power play. Manhattanville has a 2-1 lead here at the Spartan Arena. The consolation game for third place, the WSYB Catamount Radio Invitational. Endicott and SUNY Canton will meet in the championship game at 4 o'clock. We'll have that for you as well on Little East TV on Stretch Internet. So here we go. 2:03 to go in regulation. 2-1 Manhattanville. Castleton on the power play and the face-off in the Castleton zone, or in the Manhattanville zone, to the right of Elias. Monroe now to Gautier, and midpoint it is Casey Trail. Back to Monroe. The extra skater now for the Spartans. They're on the power play, and they have the extra skater as Wills is out of the net. Now to the right wing corner, it's Bryan. Now it comes out to center, and finally it was Monroe that got it over to Trail. Knocked away by Lopes for a moment, but grabbed again by Monroe. Now it's Gautier over the line. The power play plus the extra skaters. So, in effect, 2 extra skaters for the Spartans. A minute 25 to go in regulation, a minute 20 on the power play. Trail, midpoint, fires, and goes off the stick of Forrest toward the end boards. Gautier comes over. Forrest in behind the net. Now it's Remillard. Turns below the dot, fires in, and it's blocked toward the far corner. And it's cleared out to center, and back for Casey Trail. A minute on the power play, a minute 2 in regulation, 2-1 Manhattanville. Amy Bryan in deep at the end boards. Amy Bryan sent it right in front. Loose, top of the slot, and cleared out the length of the ice, and it goes wide of the net. Now remember, they're killing off a power play here, so they're shorthanded, so no icing, and the Spartans have to work it right back up the ice. 37 seconds to go in the power play, and here it is Gautier at center. Now trying to knock it down was Nash, and did it go out of play here? Yeah, I guess it did. Clock stops with 34.2 seconds to go in regulation, 31 seconds to go on the power play. And again, the Spartans have the extra skater for the power play and another extra skater because the goalie is out, the empty net off the draw just outside the Manhattanville zone. Tvergiak back in her own zone to grab it. Pelowitz there to shadow her. Now near side Trail. 24 seconds left in regulation, 20 on the power play. Here now Forrest over the line. Forrest to the right wing circle. Coming over now is Brian. 15 seconds to go in regulation. 10 on the power play now. Love down at the line to Vergiak. High slot. Shot blocked away. Cleared back out to center Trill with it. 5 seconds to go into the game. Power play over. It's scooped to the end boards. Played there by Allie Howard, and Manhattanville has won it. So the Spartans have the power play and got also another extra skater on by pulling the goalie. But Manhattanville hung on for the 2-1 win. 25 shots on goal for Manhattanville. 23 saves.